Hello, everybody, and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, little Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
I'm doing so well. You know what? I'm here for the Lord, my husband. Really, whatever my husband needs is what I'm here to do today, because all that matters is what men want and need. Do you understand me? We are here to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives over on Hulu. So we're cheating, which is against our new religion. But
Yeah.
Here we are. It's episode 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Go check out the rest on our feed. And I think that's all we have to really promote today, which is great. You can find this on video over on Crappens on Demand on our Patreon. And also that's where all our bonus episodes and stuff are. So what are you waiting for? Okay.
I have something to promote for us. Which is that I sent out a new Crappens newsletter on Monday.
And I decided check it out, buddies.
Yeah, there's actually a Watch for Crappens Substack where we send our newsletters out of. We used to do it with a different service and then moved it over to Substack last year and then sent out 2 and promptly forgot to do anymore. But I decided to resurrect it. So, go check out the newsletter. It's watchforcrappens.substack.com. And it was just fun. It's just a fun time writing things down, and it was nice. So, if you want to subscribe, it's free. It's a free newsletter. It's nothing else. So that's it. That's all I'm promoting.
Well, fine. Okay, everybody, let's get on with episode 4. It is our first group trip. It is not, as I said last episode, Vegas. I think that comes later. This is, do they say where they're going?
All we hear is that they're going to a penthouse. Then it turns out that they wind up going to a penthouse in Park City. I don't know. I assumed they were already in Salt Lake City.
Provo.
Oh, they're in Provo.
I think they're in Provo.
Yeah, because I was about to say that when in all their scenes, nothing looks like Salt Lake City. So if they're in Provo, that makes sense. I have no idea where Provo is in relationship to Salt Lake City. I'm going to look at a map right now.
Okay. Well,
it's important
Macy, we start with Macy. She's like, I'm really excited because we're planning a girls trip for my birthday. So we're going to stay in this really nice little penthouse and we're going to have a girls weekend. Like, I mean, there's like, the sense of baby blessing. There's like sinners and then there's saints. Like there's good girls and there's bad girls. So let's see how that goes. Sinners and saints don't typically get along very well. That's Joseph Smith. Didn't really work out that well for him. A lot of firebombing, as I recall. So awkward. Just hope it doesn't happen in the penthouse because it's under my name. So.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that by the end of this trip, we will be one united group again, which is hilarious because the first rule of reality TV group trips is that you are more fragmented than ever before by the time you get out of them.
It's also kind of the rule against religion. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but like every religion is like, we're the only one. And every other religion sucks and you're going to hell. They don't all claim you're going to hell if you don't believe in them, but they all claim that theirs is the one. So, I mean, as much as religion preaches unity, et cetera, everyone's like, unity amongst us, but fuck those other bitches.
So they're driving and everything. And Macy's like, she's talking to Whitney. She's like, how's it gonna be with seeing Taylor? And Whitney's like, it's gonna be a boxing match. Like ding, 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 ding. Like who's gonna win? And then she's like, boxing. She's like, by the way, these are also the moves I learned for my RSV video with my baby.
And Macy's like, well, she's pregnant, so you can't really box with her, can you? And she goes, oh yeah, I forgot she's pregnant. I forgot. I mean, sue me so I can't hit a pregnant person.
So then the other car, Sinners, it's Demi, Jesse, Taylor, and Michaela. Just saying that list of names just makes me laugh, just inherently. And they're talking about like getting there first and getting first dibs on rooms. And Demi is like, Taylor, I feel like you're kind of quiet right now because normally your mouth is full of all sorts of trash box things. And Taylor's like, yeah, I'm anxious, like very anxious. I'm gonna pop my anxiety meds when we get there. Everyone's like, oh my God, Taylor.
That is hilarious. I love that. Her baby's gonna just come out smoking a doob. It's gonna be like the most relaxed.
With the same hair that's like doing the Kate Gosselin.
Most relaxed. Like, why does your baby never cry? It was basically in the womb taking anti-anxiety medication. So it's like totally fine.
Taylor says, if there's like any confrontation, like you're stuck with that person for the weekend. Like, yeah, you can't just leave. I'm like, You guys are in Park City, Utah. You're not in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
You can just leave, okay? Station, guys. We're not on wagons anymore. I mean, shit, even back then, I'll bet some pioneer ladies were like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. Giddy up. Like
slowly
the horse
wagon away.
A U-turn.
They're like, oh,
I'm
there it goes.
leaving. Hold on. I have to tie up my horse. Stop looking at me while I tie up my horse.
There goes Sarah Planentall, Frankie Paul. Backing up her horse again.
Taylor's like, it feels really good to be back with the girls. I really miss the girls. I miss the friendship of mom talk, and I'm really grateful that they've like given me a second chance. But I'm like anxious like about this girls trip because like I have hard conversations I need to have with Whitney. They're gonna be so hard. They're gonna be almost as hard as most of the husbands were in our swinging circle.
Well, they weren't really that hard. They were soft, as per the term. Yeah, it's a hard conversation. Like, why didn't you come to my baby shower? It's such a hard conversation. She goes, yeah, I want to know why she didn't come to my baby shower and like why there's this elephant in the room, and I want to see where she's coming from. But seriously, there's like an elephant in the room. Is this the anxiety medication? I'm seeing all sorts of animals around me right now. Are we on safari?
And to me, he's like, just know this, Taylor. If things get wild, I got your back. And she goes, oh, really? That's sweet of you, I guess. So then Demi is like, yeah, I'm still mad at Whitney. So like first the fruity cereal incident, and then her becoming the victim. And then we see the flashback of Demi opening the cereal, and then the other girls laughing at Galentine's Day.
Well, tensions are high, and I have a surprise coming later. So this weekend should be pretty interesting.
Okay.
And you know when they talk about a surprise on this show, it's like, guys, I got us all Snickers bars. Oh my God.
What are we, drug addicts?
Guys, it's one of those boxy things of Starbucks. What?
Oh my God, it's because I told her that my husband thinks my vagina smells like Starbucks. I'll never forgive her. Okay, so people are arriving at girls' weekend, and of course, there's a lot of whoa, because according to reality TV, that's just what girls do when they arrive at places. Like if you've ever seen The Bachelor and they walk into the house, everybody runs in screaming, whoa! Or if you see Big Brother, men and women run into the house screaming, whoa! It's like everybody has been without a home for months at a time. It's the first time they've seen running water or a roof. You know, very excited.
In this case, it's really hilarious because they are just in like a modestly decorated Airbnb penthouse. It's nice. There's like nice furniture, but they're all acting as if they live like in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory apartment. And like, you guys all have McMansions. This is actually smaller than your home. And they're like, oh my God, a sofa from Ashley Furniture.
I'm so excited for the substandard sleeping experience.
I know. Well, I can't wait to sleep on the floor when I could be at home sleeping in my bed.
Let's see. Sorry.
So Jessie asked Demi, she goes, so do you and Brett ever fight? And Demi's like, well, we're currently in a little bit of a disagreement just over the whole Fruity Pebbles thing. Oh my God, you're not allowed to say Fruity Pebbles on this show.
You just branded it.
They specifically told us, call it a fruit cereal.
I'm sorry, I'm here to serve Demi's vagina with a cease and desist order. Bam, bam. What are you doing here? So she's like, yeah, I mean, he wasn't like a prude about it. He was just like, I get it. I want you to be excited. Like, I want you to be able to talk about stuff, but I don't want to have to like second guess what I'm going to do in the bedroom because you're going to go tell people. So he's not mad that her vagina smells like Fruity Pebbles. He's mad that she's talked about sitting on his face.
Well, because remember, she tricked him into talking about it in front of all the girls. He didn't.
Oh,
realize.
I see. Yeah.
It was. I think it's a legitimate complaint on his end.
Yeah.
So, Demi tells Michaela.
I don't know. I hate sometimes doing this. We get pulled into arguments. Like I just don't care. Not that this is an argument. Like we get pulled into having an opinion on shit. Like I don't care. You know. Like I don't care. I have no opinion.
So Demi goes, you know what? I take full accountability that I'm the one that opened that can of worms, but it does bother me the way that Whitney went about that. It just felt like a little tacky to me. And Jesse's like, yeah, I could tell you were upset. Like, wow, congratulations, Jesse, as you have eyes and ears.
What was it? Was it when I said I'm really upset? I don't know. It wasn't that. I could
Was it
just
when
tell.
I threw the fruity pebbles at Whitney and said, "Get the fuck out of my face, you bitch"?
No, it was just like an air of, it was just like an energy you had. Wow.
You
You
know,
really see me.
is Whitney level-headed enough to have that conversation with? Like, how is that conversation gonna go? And Jesse's like, well, Michaela, you know her best. And poor Michaela's like, I don't know. I don't know why I got lumped in with the sinners for this trip. I'm one of the good guys.
Yeah, and Michaela's a fence sitter. You know, have you noticed that? Michaela acts one way. She acts like she's like, oh my God, Whitney, that is so hilarious. But now that she's with the other girl, she's like, yeah, she sucks. Because they're like, well, Whitney's just going to be offended. She goes, yeah, well, maybe she should stop doing things then. Oh, yeah, Michaela? Well, maybe you should fucking stop sitting on the sidelines and cheering her on. It's like you're cheering her on, but when the football team loses, you're like, well, maybe you shouldn't play football anymore. You were literally just cheering them on, Michaela. Okay, I'm not falling for this crap, lady. Whitney is at least an outwardly bad friend. Michaela's a secretly bad friend.
So Michaela's like, Whitney's been one of my really good friends for 2 years now. That's like 10% of my life. She likes to think that she's self-aware, but she doesn't take accountability a lot of the time.
And she's like, yeah, even I would have been like, hey, sorry. I'm sorry I didn't send you a message about not coming to your shower. Like, I don't know. Like,
she's such a fucking bitch. Am I right? God, everyone hates Whitney. So Demi's like,
I can't wait to have Whitney when she gets here. Good Michaela.
Oh my God, Whitney's the best. You know, secretly she's the best. So Demi's like, the fact that she can go about life and go about those situations just like unbothered, that just like makes me nervous. And Taylor's like, I'm honestly surprised to hear that people have issues with Whitney. I thought like I was maybe the only one on the outside of it with her, but we work together. We do lots of events together. Okay. You can't like stand in front of your cell phone camera and shake your fists around at a dance without Whitney being there. We're all in it together. Mom Talk needs her. Okay. And I'm really hoping that we can hash this out.
I don't need Whitney to like me, but I need Whitney's likes to like me. Does that make sense? It's like, this is business, okay? Whitney sucks, but she's got a lot of fucking followers. And what am I supposed to just twerk to my own followers? Like, how am I going to grow? I need Whitney's equal followers. So then the other girls arrive, and guess what they do? Woo! Woo! So they come running through the penthouse, and then they have like streamers and stuff. They're like, oh my God, there's streamers. You guys, is this a sin? I don't know.
And there's like lots of like everything seems fun. Everyone's getting along. Whitney got everyone matching sweats that say Mom Talk, except for Taylor's. Hers just says slut. And then they all sorry, they ran out of Mom Talk font.
I'm so sorry. Yours, they messed yours up. They misspelled it. What does it say? Like Mom Tick? Judas. It says Judas. Weird.
They ran out of M's, O's, T's, and K's, so they couldn't spell Mom Talk. So I just had them say stupid.
So now it's like jacuzzi time, but it's snowing, which is really crazy. And we've never seen this on shows about Salt Lake City before. So they're like, oh my God, let's go in the bikini, let's go in swimsuits, but it's like snowing outside. So they all go, whoa, whoa. And they run outside and they get in the hot tub and they're like, we should go in, right? And like, yeah, we should go in. It's really cold. Let's go in now. And they all run in. Whoa, whoa.
And then they shower in their bikinis and they're like, oh my God, I feel like a little girl again. I was like, really? This is the thing that makes you feel like a little girl? Have you guys watched your show yet? Like, guys, let's get soda. So Macy's,
oh my God, I haven't been swinging this much since I was a little girl. I mean, that was on actual swings, but still. God, you're making it creepy now. Jeez.
Only soft swings. So I would not sit on a swing that was wooden. So
the salacious conversations they have in this town, they're literally talking about the swings.
Swing sets. It turns out this entire scandal is just about swing sets.
We were all swinging with each other's husbands. Oh my God. Did you guys push each other so hard that you almost made a loop around the pole?
No one has ever done that. Stop peddling untruths.
One time, I pushed my sister's swing so hard that she flew into the moon. That did not happen. Stop it.
I just want to say it does not count as swinging if you go to the carnival and get on the swings. That's a totally different type of swing.
So, Jesse and Jen are talking, and Jesse's like, so is like Jack with your kids, Jen? And Jen's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, how's he feeling about being alone with the kids? That's like crazy. A man being alone with children? Oh my God. Jordan's probably like freaking out. He's like, oh my God, are any of the nannies available? And I'm like, you're fine. He's like, we need to do shots. Kids, you want to do shots? The kids need to do shots. The kids aren't doing shots. The kids are really wussies, honey.
And Jen's like, stop it. So he's like not really the stay-at-home dad right now. And Jesse's like, no, I mean he is, but I could never like see him just being at home 24/7. Because I mean, would Zach ever do that? And Jen's like, no, we definitely still have like our tough days where like we just aren't on the same page, you know. He doesn't want me to speak. And I'm like, but it's 3:00. I'm allowed to say my 5 words of the day. And he's like, no, guess what? I've revoked those words. So it's like, oh, so we're like a little bit not on the same page about that. You know, it happens.
Yeah. Like in his head, he thinks, you know, like after like 15 years, he'll be the provider. So he's like, my job's more important because I'm not going to be providing for us for life, even though you're providing for us temporarily. But like, how long is TikTok going to last? Like, medical field lasts forever, but you know, it's just going to take him about between 15 and 20 years to graduate. So that'll come to fruition any minute now. So I'm just going to let him control everything until then.
Yeah, you know, Joseph Smith said the best thing you can do is put your dreams on hold for 15 years while your husband might get his career together.
This relationship really bothers me. It really, really bothers. And look, I get it. It's like a different culture and it's hard. It's like we're talking about a show that's a completely different culture that I'm used to. But here's what generally I do not stand for in any culture, really in any culture ever on earth. There's not one that I think this is okay. Where men are the boss and women have to be subservient and listen. I don't care. I don't care if it's your culture. I don't care if it's some fucking book. It's a bunch of bullshit. And you guys need to get over it. Okay.
Yeah. We know Targaryens, they get a little crazy. So Jen is like, I'm currently the breadwinner in my relationship. I mean, unless you include Ben Affleck in that, he is our second cousin after all. And I'm providing for my kids and my husband to go to medical school. And I definitely think this is like super hard for him coming from a traditional, very wealthy family.
You know, I think it'd be harder for him working while he's going to school. So maybe he should shut the fuck up and be grateful.
And you know what? Another layer of this too is knowing like the surgeon's son is being supported by the
maid's wife, the cleaning lady's daughter. Yeah,
like that's like, you know, that family is not cool with this whatsoever. Like, there's no way our son, our star son, our future star surgeon is having his bills paid for by the cleaning lady.
Well, they're not paying them, so I'm sure that they're fine with it. The dad's not paying it, so I mean, that's the other thing. Like, why isn't the dad paying for it? Why does the wife have to pay for it? You're the surgeon, sir. You should be supporting your son through this shit.
Is like, this is where we draw the line with Nepo babies? Come on.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, I've said this last night on Crappy Hour, but for those who don't listen to that, I actually felt guilty after talking about it. So I'm going to repeat it now so I can feel guilty again. This guy is 100% going to get that medical license, go through all that after you supported him, and then he's going to cheat on you with a younger model and leave you. I
How do you feel guilty about saying that? You're just
because it just feels, I don't know, because this girl's like seems so nice, and it feels like I'm attacking this girl, and I'm not attacking this girl. I'm just saying this guy sucks, and I wish that sometimes on TV these people could see how much your guy sucks, like the audience can see how much your guy sucks. She came out with this big thing we read last night on Crappy Hour, so go listen to it, and it's this big Instagram post sticking up for him. And being like, come on, guys, I love him. Don't be mean to my husband. We're mean to your husband because he sucks. He's a horrible fucking human being. And he's a controlling asshole. And that's not editing, girl. Run. Listen to your people. Okay?
Well, Jen has this for you. She has this piece of insight for you, Ronnie. The male typically being the sole provider within our religion makes our situation a little bit tricky. And so there's definitely a lot of tension in our relationship. It's so funny because so much of the show is like, Mom Talk is showing the world what the modern Mormon wife is like. And she has to listen to her husband. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Have we moved the needle that much?
So she's like, I mean, I used to be the person that would just say yes to everything, but now I don't, which we haven't seen yet. We haven't
I
seen
know.
her say no yet, but Jesse's like, yeah, you're finding your voice. And she goes, yeah. And you know what? I'm like proud of it. I'm like, shoot, you better be making a lot of money by then. Just kidding. Just kidding. See, I had my voice, but then I also used my voice to take back what I said. You know what I mean? Like I took it, but I took it back. I said it, but I took it back. So sorry. I used my voice to say that to you. So it counts.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Jessie basically is saying that she thought it was bullshit that Jen made the decision to uninvite them from the baby blessing. And she does think Zach was really behind that decision because Jen is very welcoming. And she really thought initially that Zach put his foot down, but now Jessie somehow is feeling optimistic that their friendship can move forward now. Like, I guess she's in her mind decided that, like, no, this was all Zach's fault. It wasn't Jen's fault.
Well, I think it's like when we were watching that last episode, I thought that it was her too. I thought she was like, fuck that girl. She took shots in the hot tub. I'm not inviting her, and then blamed it on her husband. But then we saw the husband come on the phone being like, no, I don't want them there.
Yeah.
It's like my party and like asserting control over her friends and stuff. So yeah, I think she's just having that moment that we had last week.
Well, Jen goes, by the time he's done with medical school, I'll probably be making more money than he'll ever make. I was like, oh, you better be careful. You're about to get like locked in the bedroom for 3 days with that comment once he hears it.
Yikes. So Jesse's like, oh my God, like, no, literally, isn't that funny? Like, you're like my side gig, like actually like provides for us. And she goes, no, like literally.
Like literally. So then there's a guy in the kitchen making them some food.
Oh my God, there's a man cooking for us. This is against my religion. It was like,
no, we're modern Mormons. We're allowed to have men cook for us.
Wait a minute. We can let the man cook. It just says in the Bible that we need to thank him. Thank you. Thank you for
So then the girls are like figuring out what they're going to wear for this evening. And Jen goes, oh my God, I forgot my garments. And Demi goes, oh my God. Oh, everyone, by the way, I have some information. The garment queen forgot her garments. Everyone's like, oh my God, Jen forgot her garments. Stupid Jen. Where are your garments? Hey, Jen, everyone here who has garments, raise your hand. Sorry, Jen.
And Jen's like, literally, I'm dead. Because you know the reason I wear garments, besides the fact that my husband makes me, is that when you go through the temple or when you get married and you've committed to this person, you've committed to God, like wearing them is supposed to be like a constant reminder for you daily. Every time you have to take off your skirt and then take off your long johns to go pee, you're like, God, I love God. I just love God. People who don't love God pee way too easily. That's what I say.
Demi's like, everyone, attention. And then they're still just like razzing on her, being like, Jen forgot her garments. And Jen's like, well, I dried them last minute. I'm sorry. So Demi's like, yeah, well, she forgot because she knew there was going to be a male chef coming. They're like, yeah, you want to get slutty, Jen.
You want to go on the swing set with that chef, don't you? And Macy says, she's like, oh my God, the chef is like single, right? Is the chef like single? Where are my garments? I don't know. I forgot them.
You guys, well, it might be time to pump anyways. And like, wait, did you bring any underwear? She goes, no, I literally forgot all my underwear and all my garments. I can't believe this happened when there's a man here.
I'm like, oh my God, like you don't literally have anything? She's like, literally nothing. And like, oh my God, can you DoorDash garments? Probably. I would imagine that, yes.
I'm surprised there's not like Garment Dash in Utah.
There's got to be some social services that you can call and be like, oh my God, there's a male chef and she doesn't have garments. Please send him over here. You're saving someone from eternal life in the outer darkness.
There's got to be. I once ordered a paper cutter on Instacart. And I got it in like 25 minutes. So if I can get a paper cutter, you can definitely get garments in Utah.
I've been having drama with Home Depot because they can't put my washer and dryer together because they don't send a stacking kit with a stacking washer and dryer kit, which is fucking idiotic. So I had to order it separately. And they keep forgetting. It's been 6 times they've tried to deliver. I swear to you, 6 literal times that they tried to deliver it. And they always forget the stacking kit that I've already paid for. And they're charging me a $40 delivery fee for it. The point is, finally, I went on the internet on the internet and search for it to see if I could get it locally. Guess where I can get it from? DoorDash. DoorDash brought me the fucking thing.
A stacking kit.
Yes, it wasn't at Home Depot. It wasn't at Lowe's. It was at DoorDash. They brought it.
I don't even know what a stacking kit is.
When you stack a washer and a dryer on top of each other, apparently it requires a large piece of plastic thing to put them on top. Now, why they don't send that to you with the actual washer and dryer, I don't know.
That makes no sense. How does that not come with the washer and dryer? How is that not just like included in the box?
Idiotic. But basically, I got caught without my garments on, and DoorDash fixed it. So, You know what? I may not believe in your stupid, anybody's stupid religion. I shouldn't call your religion stupid. It's not more stupid than anybody else's religion. But I should call myself stupid because at the end of the day, you know who I believe in? DoorDash.
Well, Ronnie,
DoorDash came through.
I've got some good news. While you were doing that rant about the stacking unit, etc., I've just DoorDashed you some garments. So get ready in about 10 minutes.
Oh my God. I could not wear garments. I would be thrown out of this religion in 2 seconds because when I have to pee, it's just it's going to come out. There's no, especially if I know that there's a toilet. I can hold my pee for like an hour in the car. But the second I walk in, it's like my wiener has location services turned on and it knows there's a toilet there. And it's like, I'm peeing right now. You either pull me out and make it happen or it's coming down your leg.
Do you have to, I guess if you...
Does that ever happen to you? Like your wiener knows the toilet's there. It's like, okay, we're going
right now.
It's like, how can you hold it for
it's
5 hours?
My entire body. When I'm getting near a toilet and if I have to poop, it's like all of a sudden it's like things are happening. I'm saying that it happens in all senses. Or vomit. It's like the moment you know it's gonna blow. But with the garments, do you have to have like a whole set? Like you can't obviously wear the same garments day in, day out, right? You have to have
you have to have a couple.
Do they all have to be white? Can there be different colors?
I think they're all white, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've only seen it in porn, honestly, but they're usually white. I've seen it on porn and Big Love, and it's always white. Okay, I
definitely saw it in SLC when we were at the airport in SLC, and we were waiting for our next flight to wherever. First of all, I've never seen so many children at an airport. I didn't think anything could top the Orlando airport for having more children. But then you go to the SLC airport, and it's just all these little blonde babies. Like it's just like packs upon packs upon packs. I mean, it's just like you've just never seen so many children. And I noticed there were a lot of men, and you could see it. I didn't see it as much with the women because they're wearing flowier things, but the men would be wearing shirts, and you'd see the outline of the garments through their shirts all over, which was fascinating to me. I was like, ooh, garments. Seen them in real life.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually that interesting, to be honest, but I just wanted to share a little piece of my life experience.
Different, It's like people know that they see me because they see my garments. I mean, my garments are Old Navy, but still they can recognize them. They're like, it's a rondo. It's a rondo.
What if someone just shows up with a garment? They're like, I got the garment, guys. I'm like, no, that's...
They see me, they're like, Rondo's wearing his garments. He worships Old Navy and Domino's. You're doing great. And they whisper like that because it's religious. Okay, so anyway, they're still making fun of Jen about her garments, which she's now made a big public thing. And now it's dinner, and Chef Ricardo's cooking. And Demi's like, who's saying the prayer? Oh my God, you better pray for Jen's garments.
So Jen does the prayer. She's like, Dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this day and for my garments, wherever they are. We're so grateful for this time that we could spend together. Please bless this food. It will give us strength in our bodies, and that we have an amazing weekend. Also, please bless my husband that he gets through medical school a little faster than he's scheduled, because I really want to get back onto TikTok. Okay, I say these things in the name of the Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. So now they eat, and Whitney's pouring herself something pink, and they're like, oh my God, Whitney, are you drinking rosé? And she goes, it is. You want to taste? Was she kidding or not?
I think she was kidding, because she doesn't remember when she tasted champagne. She was like, oh, gross.
Oh, right. Her first time ever. Yeah. Tasting champagne. Also, Whitney dresses now even more in every single scene, more like she's in Big Love. It's like she really dresses like Pioneer Days. Do you think that that's a normal thing that Whitney does, or do you think that that's her thing? Like, I'm going to be the most Mormon-y on this show, because some of it looks like that doesn't even fit you. Like, why are you dressed like paintings of Marie Antoinette? Like she's wearing like big clown collars, and I don't know. I feel like she's cosplaying a little bit.
She has strange ruffles in places, big
Yeah.
puffy shoulder pads. I'm like, why are you dressing like one of my sewing class experiments?
Yeah, none of it fits right.
Like
She looks like
boxy.
and I'm not even making fun of like the religious clothes for people who are getting all bent out of shape about it. I just mean they look like it just looks like someone thinks that that's what Mormons dress like. I'm like, what are you, a French clown? Nobody dresses like you're not going to tell me that anybody dresses like this. I don't believe it. You're not Chloe Sevigny's character in Big Love. Just stop.
So they do a toast to Macy because it's her birthday, and Macy's congratulating herself. She's like, I'm happy because things look like they're going good so far. So I think we're all just like hoping it stays that way. I'm like, yeah, sure. What could go wrong? You're just trapped in a house with Whitney, you know? So they do another toast. They do like a million toasts for Macy. And Whitney goes, okay. Oh, Taylor says, by the way, should we go around and do an I love you because? They're like, oh my God, let's do an I love you because. Yeah. So Whitney goes, okay. I love Macy because I know I could tell her absolutely anything and she wouldn't judge me for it, unlike the rest of you bitches.
Or you, or Whitney. She's like, which I would never do. I don't really understand that or why you would do that, but she does it. So that, you know,
she wouldn't one up me with a miscarriage story. Whoops, did I just say that?
Yeah, seriously, just say that. And then Michaela's like, she gets my sense of humor. It's like I feel like we're like actually like we're not similar. Wow. Well, we're actually opposite, but like we're similar, but like totally different. But like we're like the same, but not the same.
She's from California, land of sinners, but she's okay.
It's like what a sweet toast. So Demi's like, you're just like genuinely yourself, and I think you're amazing. And Taylor's like, you're blunt. You just say it how it is to people's faces, and some people would call that bitchy, and everyone's like,
Taylor,
bitchy. I can't believe she just said that word. She goes, but actually, I really like it.
And Macy's like, you know what? I love all of you. Thank you for being here. I'm glad we could all come together at last. My favorite thing to do, which is to eat. I'm like, wait, so we're just going to only tell Macy why we all love her? No one else gets to find out what they love? I guess so.
Yeah,
it'll take forever.
Test. Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, guys, I'm just glad we could all come together. It's been a long time since we were swinging.
So then Demi is like, guys, I have something for you all. Okay, I have a little activity. So everyone's like, oh my God, an activity? Are we going to like find Jen's garments? Like, no. This is like a real activity. So Demi comes back with a box and she goes, okay, everyone, I brought a truth box, which I don't think a truth box is a thing, but sure.
It's a housewives game. She's like, we are going to play a real housewives game. Okay. I'm going to be in charge. Okay. Everybody take out a piece of paper. Whitney, why are you such a horrible human being? And why would I want you to be on fire right now until you died? Because you're a hateful bitch. That's the answer. Okay, everybody. It's going to be fun. That was just an example. Don't worry.
Yeah. This is full 100% honesty tonight, except for, you're not allowed to say like who wrote what question. Okay. So I'm hoping we're able to like, we're going to be able to share. And if there's existing tension, we're able to be honest and work through those things. And the best way to be honest is to hide through anonymity with a little box and some scraps of paper.
And Jesse Jizz is like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like this sucks because like this group is like friends, but like they're not.
And Whitney's like, this is so stupid. Like an anonymous truth box? Really? If you really want to tell someone the truth, say it to their face. And if you can't say it to their face, make a TikTok video about it with your baby.
Also, Whitney, who's literally not saying anything to Taylor's face.
Not saying anything. Not avoiding the conversation.
Not showing up places and not confronting it at all. So then Michaela's is like, this is the worst idea I've ever heard in my entire life. So Demi says, okay, everybody, you're going to write a question on these cards and it's anonymous. So don't worry. So they all do it. And no one wants to really do this except Taylor, of course. She's like, I don't have anything to release. Everyone already knows my stuff. So I'm curious to hear other people's stuff. I hope it beats swinging.
And then they put everything in the box and they're like, hey guys, should we go change? Let's go change. And then they all change their outfits, get on their sweats. Guys, put on your sweats. Put on your sweats. Mom talk sweats. Okay, great.
Guys, get casual. It's truth box time.
Don't forget to put on your garments. Sorry, Jen.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Okay, so now it's time to start the truth box. Dong, 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 ding, dong. Layla, if you could sleep with one of your friend's husbands, who would it be and why? And everyone's like, oh my God, that is disgusting.
God. Layla. So
Timmy's
Layla's
husband, I'd bang him. I'd bang him like a drum. Fucking hot.
I'd climb him like a tree. I'd blow the fuck out of him. I'm just saying, if I had the choice, but I would never do it.
It's like, wow, yeah. I'd swallow that guy like a glass of water on a summer day. Okay, Michaela, geez. And ride that guy like a pony into the sunset during Yankee Doodle era.
Michaela,
Okay.
get it, Michaela. And then Jesse's like, oh yeah, Michaela's like, I'd be Maud's stepmom, which then I laughed that Demi named her daughter Maud, which then I'm like, Demi Maud? I'm like, wow, she's okay. So
that is kind of funny because Maud's a famous character that B. Arthur played that was she's famous for being the first person on national TV to ever get an abortion. It's like what I would think that conservatives would consider one of the biggest villains of all time. Jiz, the one showing up with shots in her purse, is naming her kid after. You know.
That being said, even if there wasn't that whole abortion element, just to think of Demi having a daughter who's just like B. Arthur is also amazing. Ma.
Hey guys, Jen forgot her garments again. The baby just stares at the camera like.
Does anyone know where Jen's garments are? They're in Missouri. Of course I don't know where they are.
Hey, do me a favor, honey. Pass me that bottle. Ow, you just hit me with the bottle. Fell for it again.
So Macy's like, okay, all right. It's time for Jen. Okay, Jen, which girl in this room would you go L word for?
Lesbian.
Prove it.
Yeah. So then Taylor's like, oh my gosh. And Whitney covers her face with her hands and they kiss. They fake kiss. And Jen's like, oh my God, it's Taylor. And they're like, kiss, for real, for real. Like, oh my God, I kissed her on the cheek. Oh my God, you were like,
oh my God, Jen, you're wild. Modern Mormon.
So then Layla whispers to Demi, I'd go gay for you. And everyone's like, oh my God, it wasn't even your question. Jeez, you're ruining the game.
Honestly, I don't even want to go gay for you. I just want to get one step closer to your husband. Oh my God, I would pull that flag right up on like it was Memorial Day.
I'd ride that guy like a roller coaster at Disneyland.
I'd take that stack of Big Macs and put it right in my mouth like an extra value meal that it is.
I'd sit on that guy like an empty seat on a busy bus.
It is quite a luxury to find an empty seat on a busy bus.
I know. You immediately just jump down, you know? Okay, so then now they're doing all these like fun, silly questions. And then Jesse goes, okay, this one's for Whitney. Why don't you like Taylor? Are you just jealous of her clout? Stupid bitch.
And why is this signed Taylor? Oops. So Whitney goes, oh,
so funny. It's like so obvious. Everyone's like silly. It's like such an obvious ploy. I love it. I love that they're just not good enough to play Housewives games subtly. I mean, hell, even Housewives aren't good enough to play Housewives games subtly yet. But this cracked me up.
So Whitney goes, I don't think I'm jealous of Taylor's clout. I have a lot of clout on my own. Do you not remember that I have a vibrator deal and I got a free dragon fruit sweatshirt? That's called the clout. And I think I was, you know what? I think I was more jealous of the forgiveness that Taylor got during that time of her whole swinger drama that I feel like I didn't get from whatever I deserve forgiveness from. Is it maybe going to Hawaii, then moving back? I'm not sure, but I want forgiveness.
And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? Forgiveness for what, Whitney? And she goes, guys, just like the RSV video.
Oh, yeah, the RSV video.
Yeah, we talked about this already, but we get to see it on the show, which is hilarious. And it is, well, let's just let Whitney tell us. She's like, 2 weeks after I'd given birth, Connor took Liam to our pediatrician and they're testing his oxygen level. And they're like, oh my God, it's Scarcely, though. Does this baby even know how to shuffle ball change? Get it to the emergency room. And I mean, I was going to just die. I was like so sad. My baby was going to die. So, of course, I put in a little plastic box and did a TikTok. Okay. I mean, I did the best TikTok of my fucking life. All right. I twerked with my elbows in that one.
So Connor rushes Liam to the emergency room, and the first couple days were scary because Connor changed his hair again. I was like, how did you do that so quickly? But then he was getting better. My baby was getting better, not Connor. He still sucks.
No,
So
Connor just got yet another haircut and then started talking Spanish for some reason. He said his name was Pedro. I said, no, it's not, Connor. Stop. Come back to me, Connor.
So I'm thinking, okay, well, my baby's getting better, so let's do something fun. So I made a video. And then we see Whitney's famous video where she's like, my baby has RSV.
Yeah.
And
hell?
in
So
that
then she
video,
goes, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
in that video, people felt that I was using my child sickness for clout and attention. And I'm like, no, I was using it for clout and attention and likes and brand deals. What don't people understand? There was so much more that went into it.
So she's like, I mean, everyone was quick to forgive Taylor online for swinging, and then I still get shredded to pieces every single video. But no, I'm not jealous of her clout. I'm just jealous of her sinning and getting away with it. Okay? There, I said it. But if I don't like her, quote unquote, because that's what you call it. I mean, I would call it hate, wish death upon, whatever. That's another conversation for a different time. Dun, dun, dun. And Taylor's just like, yeah. But also, I just like to point out, Whitney, people didn't just forgive Taylor because like she's luckier than you. When have you ever admitted that you were even wrong? Even now, you're just like, I'm such a fucking victim. That's all you do is cry about what a victim you are. That's why people don't forgive you. Taylor's like, here's everything. Sorry. And then
yeah. Plus, also Taylor has
the shadows being shifty about everything.
And Taylor also like was smart. She got pregnant right away. So it's like, well, you can't make fun of a pregnant lady.
Yeah,
so
we'll just make fun of her and we'll be pissed off in 9 months. And then 9 months happen.
And then someone
There's
like Whitney steps in
stuff.
and takes away all the, takes the attention away from her.
Yeah.
So Taylor's like, I am like very confused because I'm like, girl, you have no idea the amount of bullying and threats and comments that I've received on a daily basis just from my mom. And like, people tell me how awful of a person I am. And so I think I got like way more trash than she has by far.
And Jesse's like, oh my God, she should just be honest. Cause she's like, Whitney will say lots of stuff behind her back, but then when she's confronted, she won't say it right to her face. I mean, come on, girl. So now Jen pulls out another card and she's like, Taylor, if you found out today that Dakota lied and actually slept with Jenna that night and didn't just like see her maybe at a grocery store and like wave at her and wanted to sleep with her, would you leave him even though you're having his baby? And she goes, oh yeah, like who would be totally dead to me? Like, I'm serious, you guys. I totally stand up to bad men. Totally.
Yeah. He would 100% be dead to me. And then I would revive his body and we would just move in together somewhere else.
Yeah.
By the way,
he'd be dead to me until he was alive to me again. And then we'd probably date again. Like, it's just, there's just something there.
So we weren't, okay, everyone here, let me tell everyone. We weren't like officially dating. He had like originally slept with a girl and like lied about it and then ended up telling me the truth. And he was like, okay, like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's good we're not dating, But then he went off with another girl and that's Jenna. And I asked him if he like slept with her and he said he only kissed her. And he's like sworn on his life. And like, you know what? I said, if it ever comes out that you guys did anything else, I will leave you in like a snap of a finger. Okay. So I was like, if you did, just come clear now. And he has sworn on his life that he didn't. So based on his very convincing eyes, I'm going to say he did not sleep with Jenna.
Yeah, he did sleep with Jenna. And you probably knew it because listen to her. She's like, oh my God, thank God we weren't officially dating. I mean, we were just dating, but we weren't like dating. So like, who cares if he slept with someone we weren't dating? What do I care? But this time we were dating. Do you think they really said? No, they didn't. I can totally trust him. The guy was sleeping with somebody while we were dating, but not dating. Totally trustworthy.
Before I even heard this story, the first episode, when I saw Dakota, I was like, this is the man. This is a man whose eyes are saying that he slept with a girl named Jenna. I'm just, he just says, he has I slept with Jenna eyes.
Yeah, that has fucked up eyes in every single scene, which doesn't automatically make you a cheater, but he is lying actively on the show while he's with this girl. This guy's purely bad news. We can see it clear as day that all the guys on this show are bad news. Is there a guy that's not bad? You know who we've heard from as a guy that's not bad news? Nobody. They don't feature them on the show because every guy they've actually featured sucks. They suck. Except maybe a little Barney Rubble who was just trying to give people shots.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted because some of you know I'm having a saga with my vehicle and it has just arrived outside. It was the service people lost the key and it's been a drama and I got distracted because the key has arrived and I just had to alert Dom. So please continue on while I gather where I regained my place in this very important argument about Jenna and Taylor.
Okay. Well, do you need to go get it?
No, Dom's going out to get it, but I had to send texts back and forth with Maria, and I'm like, please don't drive off with my car.
You're like, Maria, there's a question in the truth box. Why do you suck so bad? Why'd you guys lose my key?
My Kia key. Okay, so
Maria's like, sorry, your Kia key was basically my garments.
I forgot the Kia key. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, Taylor claims that she would leave Dakota in a heartbeat, but
lies. But no one believes her. So then Demi is like, okay, now the question is for Demi. It's like, Demi, did you ever say that Jen is too Mormon? Dun, dun, dun. The music's like, she goes, no, I've never said she's too Mormon. I mean, I guess I've said that you bring it up in conversation a lot.
You're like, can't do that because da 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 da, or can't wear that because my garments are da 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 da, or oh my god, I'm not allowed to speak because my husband didn't let me know I could speak, da 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 da, things like that, da 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 da.
And Jen goes, so that would stop you from hanging out with me? Which she didn't say. Jen's like really jumping to conclusions on that one. And she goes, okay, well, will it stop you from being friends with me then? She goes, no. And Macy and Whitney are giggling. Macy, the betrayer over there. Two-faced Macy over there. She's like, oh, no, actually, I like Macy. But she is kind of two-faced too. So they're giggling to each other. And she goes, oh, yeah, what's funny? You two are giggling because you're the one that told her this, obviously. And then Macy points at Whitney. And Whitney's like, yeah, I did tell her. I did. And then we see dinner 2 weeks ago where Whitney said, Demi said that you're being very, very Mormon. Dun, dun, dun. What are you so offended about? You're the one like, guys, forgot my garments. What? You're exactly like she said.
Yeah. And so Whitney's like, Macy said, Demi is like, you're the ones that told her this, obviously. And you guys both, by the way, agreed that Jen was being too Mormon. And Macy goes, agreed. And when he goes, no, we did not. We actually love the level of her Mormonism. And Demi's like, you did agree with me. When he's like, abso-fucking-lutely not to me.
Yeah. And she's like, and she goes, that's not even a word. And absolutely fucking not. They're like, well, we didn't, so don't say that we did. She goes, yes, you did. And they're like, no, we did not. I believe that they did. I believe that she was like, oh my God, she's like so Mormon. And they were like, yeah, she really is. Like, she really leans into it hard. And to me, it's like, ultimately, did I say she's too Mormon? Yes. And I stand by it, even though I wouldn't in public right now. But the question isn't what struck a nerve with me. It was that it came from Whitney. And Whitney's like, yeah, we were just so shocked. We were like, I can't believe that you're friends with Jen and you're talking like that about Jen. And I say that as someone who's wearing a ruffled clown collar right now. So everybody has to take me the most serious.
I was friends with Jen, but then when I brought it up, you said, I totally understand where you're coming from. She can be that way. Whitney's like, did I say that, Macy? Did I say that? And Macy's like, I don't remember. Talk to Jen. You know what? You guys work this out. This isn't an issue with me. And Demi's like, no, don't be that bitch. Don't say I'm going to tell the story. Then don't talk to me. You were right there.
Yeah, and when I said it's a little bit annoying how it's like, look at me, I'm so Mormon, you said, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. She can be that way. And Whitney's just like flipping her hair. She's like, what? This looks so stupid. Someone like just come in the door and shoot me because I do not want to be here anymore. Oh, yeah, Whitney? Well, what's confusing to me is that you would rate yourself a 9 out of, oh no. Jen's like, what's confusing to me is that you would rate yourself a 9 out of 10 on the Mormon scale. But I'm too Mormon for you. And she's like, it's not about your being too Mormon, even though you're too Mormon. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't go around saying I'm hosting a BYU Mormon graduation. I'm wearing my garments for the 7,000th time. I'm solid in who I am, and I don't need to go around saying I am Mormon. But I feel like often you will wear that as like a badge of honor. And to me, it's like kind of gaggy.
And I think what she's saying is Jen is clearly insecure in her relationship and her place amongst the group because she's new and she's like the maid's daughter and she's with this really rich, like stuck up family. And so she wants to be as Mormon as possible. And so she's constantly pronouncing to everybody how Mormon she is to try and win favor within this group that she clearly feels that she is not good enough for.
Yeah.
And it's annoying being around someone. So definitely insecure. But I don't think anyone has the vocabulary to say that. So it's just like, yeah, but it's like, you're like saying you're Mormon a lot because like, I don't like it. It's gaggy. And so no one really gets the problem. You know?
So then Jen is like, well, what's frustrating is that you didn't confront me first about my Mormonism being gaggy. And I feel like now you are like notorious for doing this to a lot of people, you know, like calling Taylor white trash. And Taylor's just sitting there with like a carrot in her mouth, like, oh. So Jen has now successfully diverted this onto Taylor. And Jen's like, when Whitney told me that Demi said I was too Mormon for her, she also told me that Demi called Taylor white trash.
This is so funny. So then we see a flashback again of Whitney going, yeah, you know what? She said she was white trash. And then they show Taylor walking away from a food table with her pregnant belly, you know, chewing. And Whitney's like, yeah, I would never say that. And I don't even like Taylor. I'm sure you would never call Taylor white trash. Give me a break. So
also,
Jen's
Taylor's
like,
mom is Asian. I'd like to point out.
Taylor's mom is?
Yeah, isn't her mom Asian?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Taylor Frankie Paul? Leanne?
We'll circle back to this one. I don't know. I thought Taylor was mixed all this time.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. So I'm not the arbiter of that, but I don't think she is.
I'm like,
so
people, get your insults get your insults correct. But
so
maybe...
Jen's like, oh yeah, Demi, it seems like you just keep on doing this. She goes, what are you talking about? And Taylor's like, when did you call me white trash? And she goes, okay, well, let me explain where that was coming from. I just got done explaining to the girls that the night of the party that we came over, you were like super drunk and you came over to my husband. And I don't even know if you remember, but you were like, and you were kissing him on the head. And then you were kissing me on the head. And you're like, I love you guys. And you were being all touchy. And like, I don't know, like you started being super like flirty with Brett and like laughing with him and leaning over the couch. And I was like, just sitting right there, like 1000% Brett was there. I can confirm. You were like leaning over the couch and you were like, hee, and like laughing to him. And you were like talking directly to him while I was sitting right there. And I was like watching you go from husband to husband, flirty or whatever. And Taylor goes, well, I was a swinger. So yeah, I mean, shocker. She goes, yeah, but I didn't know you were a swinger at the time. So I'm like, you're being trashy. I love that Taylor's just like, well, I was a swinger at the time, so of course I was coming on to your husband. So now you call me trashy just because I was swinging and trying to fuck your husband at a party?
Since you hadn't officially labeled yourself as a sexual deviant, I just assumed you were being trashy.
If you had been out of the closet about being a swinger, I would never have been able to say such a thing.
So
Taylor's logic is hilarious. And I think it's just that she's so confident that everyone's like, yeah, I mean, Taylor was a swinger. So, of course, she was hitting on your husband. I can't believe you call her white trash. Guys, calling someone white trash is not worse than someone hitting on your husband at a party. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. So Jen is like, so Whitney's like, it's a complete shit show in the shitter, the sewer, just shit everywhere. Shit. But enough about my relationship with Connor. So Jen is like, you know what? It doesn't make it acceptable to call her white trash. And Demi's like, I'm not saying that. Shush. What I'm just saying is,
Oh my
and
God, don't shush her. Don't shush
no,
her.
no, no,
Let's
no,
not
no.
do that.
No,
Oh my
I don't want to
God.
hear her. Listen, I don't want to hear your judgment because you haven't even listened to what I'm saying. And you weren't in this situation. In that moment, when I had just told everyone what had happened, I feel like all those feelings came up and just kind of like loose lipped. And I'm just like, honestly, yeah, a lot of what she does is trashy. And like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's like trashy.
Oh, really? So what else is trashy that I do? Since a lot of it is, she goes, well, the whole swinging thing was trashy. She goes, okay, well, we got that one down. Swinging, trashy, great. What else? Is that not enough? Ma'am,
I
you can't expect
know.
people to come in here and talk swinging, okay? Swinging is enough in this
Yeah.
situation.
I think that's actually true. So Taylor's like, Demi's like, well, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, I thought you're trashy. And Taylor goes, you're saying a lot of what I do is trashy. She goes, no, a lot of what we've seen, like, like your TikToks, and she goes, what TikToks? Just the TikToks that you were just like super flippant about the swinging situation, just like that whole era of your life.
And this is another moment where Demi just literally doesn't have the proper words to explain herself, which I think what she's really trying to say is, you not only you swung with people, which is one thing, but then you took people's consenting moments and you outed them nationally in front of millions of people and humiliated them when you were partaking in something. It was not your right to fucking out people. That's disgusting. It's like, it's not even the swinging, it's the sin of what you did to your friends by betraying everybody and ruining everybody's reputation in front of millions of people. Taylor, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So Taylor goes, the white trash from Demi hurts me. Sure, I've done trashy things, but right now she knows that it's something I'm trying to work through. I'm trying to work through my white trash. I've done trashy things. I'm just trying to work through my trashy problems.
You guys, I'm like working so hard. You are not working so hard. You're pregnant, so you can't drink. That's literally all that's happened. You got pregnant, so now you're not drinking and making stupid decisions. Okay. You don't get a fucking medal for that. I can't with her. She's like, oh my God, I've made such huge changes. You got impregnated again. That's literally all you, by some loser that you're now gonna be forcing your child for the rest of their life to have that for a father. Listen,
I know.
I like you, but girl.
And they're like broken up too, by the way. And
recent for now, this I don't think this couple's ever going to be broken up because of course they're making it a huge TikTok drama that's like everybody has to go follow it on TikTok to find out what's going on. He's making videos, she's making videos. They'll be back.
By the way, I tried to look up what Taylor's ethnicity is, and I actually found nothing. But I think if anything, people are saying that she might actually be Latina. So I don't. I'm just gonna step out of the that whole thing. But for those who are like, Ben, what are you talking about? I'm saying I looked it up and
who cares? Why are you thinking of it? Not to be, and I don't mean it in a dismissive way. I mean, why do you care? What's going on?
No, I just think it's funny to call someone white trash if they might not be white.
Oh, just trash. Let's just leave it at trash. And it is also funny that it's like the white trash that pisses everybody off on this show. It's like, oh my God, that's racist.
Like, how could you do that? Trash?
Just keep it at trash. It would have been fine.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Taylor is working through her trash era, and people have to understand how difficult that is.
That's like really hard, you guys. So then Taylor goes, okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's trashy to take off your dress in front of my boyfriend? To put your mic on? And to me, it's like, what? And she goes, yeah, you made him so uncomfortable. Meanwhile, he's fucked 2 other people since we've been together. But when he saw you drop your dress to put your mic on, wow.
And
like, oh yeah, your virginal little boyfriend.
Dakota, sweet Dakota. This is a flashback now to the Galentine's Day party when Demi was like in a bra at the top of the staircase and she came out to say hi. And then Dakota was there. First of all, there weren't supposed to be other men there. So Dakota was an interloper into a woman's space. And second of all, this was not some burlesque routine. It was her just being comfortable in her own body. And if anything, Dakota had a full-on erection through his jeans.
Man, it was utilitarian. The producer was like, you need to put on your mic. So she was like, okay. And they put on her mic. It's like getting mad that you saw someone's bra backstage doing a show during a costume change. Give me a fucking break with that. That's weak. So she goes, yeah, he was so uncomfortable. She goes, okay, well, I literally already had my bra out when he walked in to get mic'd. So I did not take off my dress. He came in while my dress was already down. So
Yeah. And Jesse's like, oh my God, what is happening right now? This is exactly what I was afraid of. I would rather give birth without an epidural than sit through this any longer. So Taylor is like, yeah, she's like, no, you're being slutty. You're being slutty in front of Dakota. And Dakota felt so uncomfortable. I could tell because his eyes were bulging extra big. And so Debbie's like,
he only masturbates in public when he's uncomfortable.
Demi's like, the intention mattered definitely in that moment, okay? And we were in a rush situation to get mics on. I don't think it's trashy. Just really,
they had to bring him paper towels to me.
So Taylor's like, so if I did that to Brett, that's not trashy. And she goes, no. She goes, tits in his face, really? She's like, oh,
Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. She goes, oh, you think I went like this? Ooh, Dakota, ooh. I literally was turned and I was like unbuttoned. If you're worried about that, that's a you and Dakota problem.
Yeah. And it's like, no, Dakota felt uncomfortable. And he's like, her bra, her tits are right there. Like, it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. Oh my God, you're a swinger. You were like, you fucking kidding me? You're literally the one trying to fuck her husband. And now you're going to talk about how uncomfortable someone in a bra is. Please, ma'am. Please.
I know. Exactly. And you're a soft swinger on top of everything else. This is the definition of soft swinging. So Taylor goes, if I go up to Brett and take off my dress in front of him and he's looking like, and because he accidentally looked because like it's right there, like that's a him problem, or am I the problem? I was like, no, that's a him problem. Like that's definitely a him problem if he's looking. If a woman has to take off her dress for a mic and you're still ogling at her, that's the guy's problem.
But it always comes back to that, doesn't it? It's like, oh my God, you made my husband look at you. You made my husband cheat on me. You made the man do this. No, you're with a piece of shit. Okay. And none of this is even real anyway. She's just trying to fight a white trash allegation. So she's making up some bullshit. She knows this is bullshit. So Taylor's like, no, to me, it's like, the situation matters because I'm not the freaking swinger here. Okay. Like, I'm not the one trying to seduce other people's husbands. She's like, I'm not proud of it, but I want to put the past behind me, okay? Like, I just don't know if these women are ever going to be able to let go of my past that they only really knew about because I talked about it on TikTok.
So Macy is like, don't you guys feel like this is a conversation you should have alone, maybe, even though we're totally like having like a scene with this box? And Demi's like, no, we're in the middle of it. It's a good scene. Come on. Macy's like, okay, well,
yeah,
like,
if you guys can try and shame me in public, then you can listen to me defend myself in public. How about
exactly?
That? Sit fucking still over there, ma'am.
So it's time to pick another card. So Layla picks another card. She goes, Whitney, who is your least favorite person in the group and why? They're not. It's just right on the nose.
And honestly,
like Whitney, could you yell at Taylor? Thanks.
Honestly, I feel like right now it's to me because like I was just feeling like anything that like any truth, you're just like, no, you agreed with me. You said this, and it's like, oh no, we're talking about you, not us, you know. And I'm like, but I didn't say that. I don't know. It's just like to me right now for me.
Demi's like,
oh, really?
Okay.
So you're the only one who gets to like go start shit and throw out accusations. But the minute anybody defends themselves, of course, Whitney, of course, you're going to start crying. A little blonde white girl is going to start crying in 5 minutes. And I guarantee call the police on somebody. Go ahead. Yep. Do it.
So no one really cares about Whitney's response. Layla just goes, okay, well, the box is done. God bless. And Macy goes, we made it through without ripping each other's heads off. I was like, I don't know what TV show you were just watching, but I think there were some heads that are rolling around on the floor right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were ripping heads off for sure. So they're like, oh my God. And Jesse goes, I don't know about the truth box. I think a better name for this game would have been like, I don't know, murder suicide.
Would have been a name.
So Whitney's pissed. So the game kind of breaks up. And Whitney's talking to Macy in a room and she's venting and she's like, oh my God, like she's gaslighting everyone right now. Like you realize that, right? I never said it. And she goes, yeah. She goes, I mean, I was mad you didn't stick up for me. She's like, what do you mean? She goes, well, she said like you were in the car with me and you were like, I didn't hear. And I was like, but I was like, you were in the car with me. Yeah, because you're a fucking liar. And she totally heard it. And she is sticking up for you by not outing you. She's just saying she doesn't remember.
Exactly. She's like, well, I'm trying to remember what's going on because I don't even remember what was going on. She goes, I know, but you would remember if I said that. She goes, yeah, but that's why I said no, we didn't. But then when she first said that, because I'm like, I know for a fact, or I didn't. And when he's like, I don't even know what we're even talking about anymore. But I know when I was like, Macy, like you were in the car with me. And Macy's basically like, she tells us, I don't think it's fair that Whitney is saying I'm not supportive. I mean, all I do is support her. We're only like 3 hours into this trip, and I'm already like, I want to pack my bags and go home. Like, this isn't fun. Everyone's screaming at each other.
So then she's like, you better stick up for me if they come for me again. She's like, okay, I'll stick up for you. So then now we go to Demi talking to Taylor, and she's like, I'm not some phony person that thinks ill of you, okay, that's talking behind your back. It was a literal isolated moment, okay? And regardless of how I was feeling, I should have addressed that so it didn't fester. So, okay, I'm sorry. It was like a low moment, and I'm really sorry. And Taylor's like, yeah, but I just need the bed alone now, because we're supposed to share a room, but now I need to have. You were the one coming onto her husband. This is so unfair. You came onto her husband, and all she did was say, that girl's like acting trashy at a party, and now you get the room alone? You were the one.
Yeah.
This is so unfair.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You're right. Taylor was totally. She was crossing lines, and then her only defense is that Demi took off her dress and she's contorting it into a way as if it was an act of seduction when it was purely like the producers told her to take down her dress.
Yeah,
and on top of that, like
her and trying to make her look like a slut. You're totally right.
Dakota should have looked away. He should have been a gentleman and looked away and given her privacy instead of just like staring at her. And then all of a sudden, Dakota's the victim in the situation as if he's been touched inappropriately. No, I don't think so.
Now, as a human being, I say Taylor fucking sucks. Now, as a reality TV show watcher, I'm like, God, that girl's so good at manipulation. She's great. Good for her. Good for her. But I also really like Demi. I like that she's not scared, and she's like, I'll take Whitney down. I have no problem. Yeah, I feel like any of us would naturally be afraid of someone like Whitney, because you see what Whitney does. The second she doesn't like somebody, she starts manipulating and going behind their back and turning poisoning the well. And that's a scary person to have not like you. And she doesn't care. She's like, fuck you, you little fucking tattletale. I have no problem going to toe with you. And Whitney knows that she's actually met her true, what do you call it? Like sparring partner, because she immediately starts crying because she becomes the ultimate villain because she can't, the ultimate victim.
They really set it up like this show is going to be about Taylor versus Whitney, but it's really feeling to me that actually it's Demi versus Whitney. Demi seems like she's actually the real star of this show. But I don't know. There's still the whole second half of the season to watch, so we'll see how that unfolds. A lot of people probably have watched it and could
tell. Last third, I guess. There's only 2 more episodes. So
no, it turns out there's 8 episodes.
Oh, I thought there were 6.
I thought so too.
Ben.
I was told 6, and then when they did the mid-season trailer at the end of this episode, I was like, why are they doing a trailer for only 2 more episodes? And I saw that there are actually 8. But someone online told me there were 6 episodes, and I foolishly just blindly listened.
I should know. That's your fatal flaw is telling me the wrong season order of TV shows. You know that, right? You've done this to me multiple times. You don't have any flaws in life, but this is one of them. We're like, oh no, this show has 12 episodes, and then we find out it has 15. You're like, whoops! I just thought it would. No. I should know to look it up.
No. You're the one who's always like, wow, well, we should be having the season finale next week. And I'm like, what?
Should
we do that?
Should be.
You're always like, well, it looks like the season finale is next week.
Yeah, but that's me making a guess. You're saying emphatically, well, there's 6 episodes. We got this.
Well, this one 100% was my fault. I did state authoritatively that there were 6 episodes in the season.
Well, I quit.
Don't worry, I'm really excited. And when we cover the final episode, we'll also be welcoming in the new year. So
it's like one of those. It's like when you're exercising, which doesn't happen often, or you're in a class and they're like, we're almost there, and then you're not almost there. You're still like 2 miles away. You're like, it's right past that corner. It's like going up with running. You know how it gets tricky, and you're like, oh, it looks like the end, but then it's not the end. You go around to that top, and there's another top. Oh my god.
Well, look, we're halfway there. And so that's exciting. We're halfway there.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
And the good news is I love the show. So
it's not over. What are we acting like we just made it through this episode?
I know.
Okay.
There's still the whole other part of this episode too.
Yeah. Okay. So Demi apologizes to Taylor. Demi is the victim. But still, Taylor comes out the biggest victim and gets the room alone, which, applause. I give you the applause. You deserve it. So then the next morning, everyone's getting ready, and Jesse's drinking her Dr. Pepper, which, I mean, basically, why don't you just go snort coke off a hooker's ass? I mean, my God.
Yeah, that's trashy. So then
How dare you?
they're doing the group TikTok in their matching sweats. They're doing their little dance. Like, okay, you step. Their whole thing is they like to move in a circle, and they move in a circle, and they stop for 2 seconds, and in front of the camera, they're like, and then they like move, and the next girl gets go. So that's what they're doing. They're doing their little roundabout choreography. And Macy's like, last night it was an absolute shit show, and I really hope that we can bounce back from this because bitches, it's my birthday. And then they're all doing dances, and it says like, welcome to the updated Mormon mom talk.
So Taylor tells Whitney, I'm going to go upstairs. And she goes, yeah, go get ready. She goes, no, like, come with me. She goes, oh, dun, dun, dun. So now they're going to have the talk. And Whitney's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And Taylor's like, why are you stressed? She goes, I'm scared. I mean, just don't punch me.
I'm not gonna like come at you screaming unless you scream at me. She goes, no, well, I won't. I mean, I won't think screaming. I just like, I don't know. She goes, okay, so I know you have some feelings about me, and like that's no secret, obviously. Like like started with like the baby shower when I truly like figured it out that you don't like me. But like I feel like you're like a really good at telling people how you feel about them, like straight up. So I'm curious, like, why I haven't been told about what you think about me.
She's like, because I didn't feel like I need to, because like I was just like fine where we were at. Like I didn't feel like I needed to explain it. It was just like, I mean, it was an intimate thing for you, and that was for close friends and family, and we're like not friends. So
yeah, but I'm confused in what I did. Like there's something that like sparked you to not like me, and I was curious what that was.
it's like, well, I tried to cultivate a relationship after swinger stuff, but then like I was trying to include you because you were like ostracized, but like I don't know, it wasn't reciprocated, and I just don't want to be friends with someone like that. It's exhausting. It is exhausting. It's hard enough wearing shoulder pads literally under swimsuits.
But there's probably girls down there that you're not besties with, but you don't have like that issue. And then it cuts to Demi, who basically is like you're friends with Demi, but you still hang out with her. You're not close with Demi, but you hang out with her. And Whitney's like, I'm not besties with her, but like I've definitely had more of a connection with them more than you. And I just feel like I've tried, and it's like, in the beginning, I was really trying to have this connection with you, and it was like never reciprocated. And I wanted to be asked like, hey, what happened with you and Connor? Like, are you okay?
But like I have asked that. I feel like I have. No, you haven't. You've never asked anybody how they're doing. We've not seen it once on this show, ever. I mean, granted, we're only 4 episodes in, but still, I believe it. And
yes.
So then Demi's like, you guys, her issue with Taylor is like her issue with herself, honestly. Which, okay. She's like, yeah, like she's comparing herself to Taylor, and she's like, can't get the hype that Taylor's getting, so she's mad, and she's like, why is the public forgiving her more than me? I was like, wow, how insightful. Whitney literally just said that. Stop acting like you just solved a mystery,
I know.
And then Macy's like, well, what did she say? Like she just kept saying like, I keep getting shit from my RSV video, and like people forgive you. And she goes, yeah, but like you have a vulnerable, sick child in your video. Okay. And I get that back then, guys, TikTok was very different. Okay. I get it.
Back in the olden times of 2022, TikTok was different. You couldn't add a filter that gave you bunny ears. Or you bunny nose.
Oh gosh. And then she's like, yeah. And then Macy says, well, also that day she said Liam was doing better. So like, she was like doing a happy TikTok, like she didn't know it was going to be so badly received. And she goes, no, she said that her intention was to get likes and clout. And they're like, what? She goes, yeah, she admitted it to me, guys. She admitted it.
Macy's like, I've never heard her say that. And Demi goes, yeah, it was after our ketamine session. I was like, what? What? It's like, we can't have coffee, but we are allowed to have small doses of ketamine.
What is this show?
So Demi goes, Whitney and I did ketamine about 8 months ago, which is a therapy for physical trauma or emotional trauma or trash trauma that you've been inflicted on you by Taylor. And coming out of ketamine, you are feeling things very deeply and truths are coming out about yourself. And maybe you wouldn't want to otherwise admit them. And in that moment, in that deep, vulnerable, private moment, she admitted to me that the video she posted was for sympathy and clout and recognition to gain her following. I'm okay. This is funny for a few different reasons. A, it's pretty shitty to out someone's like ketamine vulnerability on TV or to your friends, but it is kind of like turnabout is fair play because basically Whitney did that with
I feel no
Demi's
pity for
sexual
Whitney
story.
here. Yeah, Whitney.
But it's
started
also
that.
hilarious that like you go through your ketamine therapy, you feel all the things, you sob, you're confronting, whatever traumas in your life, and you come out of it and you go, I made the video for clout.
Yeah, she confessed.
It's like the first thing that's on top of mind is like, I made a TikTok for clout, everyone.
Well, their life, it's like the end of a Matlock. He's finally breaks him down with his sweet demeanor. It's like, I did it. You're right. I did it for clout.
By the way, I'm excited to watch the new Matlock. I recorded it and I haven't watched it yet.
Too.
This is where my life is.
Kathy Bates and Matlock. Hell yes, I'm in.
I've officially transitioned into middle age. There could be nothing more middle agey than being like these crazy kids on TikTok. By the way, I DVR'd Matlock.
100%. Well, I am an old lady now. I'm allowed to like Matlock. Fuck yeah, I'm excited for the Kathy Bates Matlock. I saw on my Amazon that my Paramount Plus was still going, and I was like, damn it, that's been going for like a year ever since the previous season of Evil. I'm so mad. I thought I canceled it. I haven't been watching anything on there. And then I saw that Matlock was coming on, and I was like, then I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it for Kathy Bates. And then I went, and it wasn't on yet. And I was like, I'm still keeping it. I'm keeping it in anticipation of Kathy Bates' Matlock.
I can't wait. I might watch it later today.
Yeah. So then let's see. So then we cut back upstairs to Whitney and Taylor. And Whitney's like, I wanted everyone to be there for me in that moment, but no one was there for me because then you made it about your miscarriage. And she's like, oh my God, like actually, I'm glad I got called out now because like when I'm listening to people's stuff, I want to relate, but I just, you know what? I need to validate their feelings and then talk about myself. It's like, oh my God, you've learned nothing, you fucking narcissist.
Thank you for regurgitating that like pop psych gobbledygook right there. So then downstairs, they're all listening in downstairs, and Layla's like, why is Taylor being so nice? And Demi's like, she's like, I know it's so wrong. Like, nail her to the cross already. So Macy is like watching. Macy's like, well, we need someone unkind to go break it up. I'm kidding, Demi. No, don't go up there. But Demi's like already on her feet and heading upstairs.
Yeah, and she's like, Demi will gaslight you, but guess what? I'm not letting this go. You pushed me too far, Whitney. I'm going to set the record straight at all costs. So then she goes up, and Taylor's like, like, I would love to be there for things you're excited about, or you want, she's still talking to Whitney, like, okay, so like, before I talk about my miscarriage, I'm going to be like, how are you today? And then I'm going to be like, I had a miscarriage. Is that better? She's like, no, it's not, Taylor.
Whitney's like, but I feel like when I told you my whole Connor thing of him like being on Instagram and DMing people named Jenna, I got like 0, nothing. And then Demi's like, wait, 0 from who? I mean, I feel like Demi should not be inserting herself here, but I'm glad she did because it was fun.
Yeah, and Whitney goes, everyone. And Demi goes, I don't agree with that because I remember reaching out to you and being there for you.
And Whitney's like, I don't even know why Demi's here. I don't even know why she's presented herself in this conversation. I'm like, what's your intention? Let's talk about intention. What's your intention for being in here in this conversation? I feel like Taylor doesn't care about me.
It's a birthday party and you're the piñata. Okay, so just sit there.
So she goes, I feel like Taylor doesn't care about me, and I don't want to be someone like that. Like, I don't want to be around someone like that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, so Taylor's like, listen, I don't know how I'm supposed to work on it when I don't know anything's wrong. And she's like, yeah. And so basically Whitney's like, I don't want anything from you. Just leave it like it is. And I have to hand it to Whitney that she's not going to be all fake for the show and be like, okay, you said sorry. Let's move on now. We fake hug. And then she still hates her. She's just like, no, I don't want to be your friend. It's over. So just leave me alone. But how can we fix it? We can't. But how are we going to hang out again? We're not. It's like, that's it. She's just like, I hate you at the end.
And Taylor's like, but the entire time we could have worked on it. And Whitney says, yeah, I don't care enough to say anything, so I just don't want to say anything. And Demi then goes, yeah, but you did to everyone else. You'll bring other people's stuff up to other people, like the Jen situation. Like you'll take something I said that I, by the way, told you not to say anything. And you said, I swear on my life, I won't say it. And Whitney's
You're
like,
the one that did the truth box.
She's like, I never brought that up. I told Jen, and she can do whatever she wants with that.
Oh my gosh. Whitney's horrible. Whitney can't even take responsibility for that. Like, you went and talk shit. Just say, I talk shit. Sorry. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
You know?
She's like,
so then to me, it's like, well, but you say you don't want to have a conversation, but you're willing to have them with everybody else, you know? And then you're going to shit on Taylor behind your back. And then you're going to come at me for something I said about Taylor. You don't even like Taylor. What do you care? And she's like, well, everything I said to her face right now. Yeah, you said it to her face now. Like, how many months later? God,
yeah,
she's so frustrated.
Demi's like, yeah, but for the last 2 years, she hasn't heard a word of it. So Whitney's like, and does that bother you, Taylor? Does it bother you that I didn't tell you? And Taylor's like, yeah, that's why I'm up here. It bothered me that you didn't come to my shower. Just tell me, hey, I don't want to be friends with you. Like, I thought we were friends. So when you didn't show up, I was like, it's a big deal.
And Whitney goes, well,
we were at the White Shanty.
She's like, I regret nothing. And I'm glad I told Jen to. And I'd do it again. I regret nothing. She goes, okay. Demi's like, okay, well, you're a shitty friend. And Whitney's like, well, then don't be my friend, I guess. And Demi's like, okay, I don't want to then. So we're not friends. And Whitney goes, did you not just call Taylor white trash? I mean, are you going to address that with Taylor? What do you
She's
care?
like, stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Yell at Taylor. Like, Taylor,
yeah,
you guys fight now.
The deflection. Know? So it's a lot of kind of narcissistic people, but nobody cares about the other person's side of things. And it's actually kind of funny to watch them all go in a circle.
So Taylor goes, you know what? You're hurt and that's okay. I've been there where you don't want to give a fuck. And Demi goes, but you're hurt like in life and you're just going to take it out on everyone. Like, I don't get it. And Taylor's like, I get it. And he's like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. They're both, I don't think they're even really talking to each other. They're just kind of like saying
they're
stuff.
just all fighting about who now has to walk away with a perception of being the worst. They don't care about each other or how the other person feels. They're just like, who's going to look the worst right now? And it's actually kind of hilarious. So then Whitney walks off. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. And Demi's like, well, she's hurt you. I get it. But I've never hurt Whitney. And Taylor's like, well, I've hurt Whitney, so I'm going to follow Whitney because I've heard her before. Bye. Bye, lady. It's probably the closest thing to anybody on my side right now. Bye.
Yeah. So then they go. So Whitney goes off to her room to cry. And then Demi and Taylor go downstairs and they're like chasing out. They're trying to find Whitney. And so Jen goes and finds Whitney. And Jen's like, Whitney, are you okay? And Whitney is like, oh, and they're all consoling her and everything. And Macy's like, what's going on? I couldn't hear anything. What's going on? And Demi's like, you know what? She thinks it's her place to tell everyone else's people's shit. And are you okay? Like, when has that ever been like a thing? And like, we're having like a heated conversation and like, she gets up and cries and leaves. The way that Whitney talks and changes her persona in the moment, it's like, oh, I don't know. Like, be yourself. Like, who are you right now?
Yeah, so basically she's like, I'm gonna kill Whitney. Fuck Whitney. She's a bad. They're like, well, but Whitney's crying, so she wins. We should all feel bad for Whitney. She's crying in the closet. That's where she met her husband. Come on, guys. Have some compassion. And so Whitney's crying, and she's like, oh my God, I'm like such a pussy. And they're like, no, you have a right to have your feelings, Whitney. And then Demi's like, how does it feel, Whitney? Like, in that empowerment moment where you've just told somebody off, and she's like, what a bitch, like she's going off. And then it cuts back to Whitney, and she's like, I thought I was strong, but I'm weak.
You are strong. Just because you're Whitney crying doesn't mean you're not strong.
Oh, Whitney, you're so strong. It's like you always have to gather around the crying one, and Whitney knows it.
Yeah, so then Demi walks into the room and she's like, okay, you know what, let's make this a group affair. That was not
no pun intended. So she's like, I'm not afraid of Whitney. I'm gonna go find her and tell her to fuck off some more while she's crying. And no to me. Don't do it. And Whitney's like, please let me be a victim alone. And she's like, no, I'm going to yell at you, dumb bitch.
Can you please get out of the room, Demi? Please. Just no, I won't, because you're talking about me, so no, I won't. And Jen's like, Demi, she needs some space right now. Look, her shoulder pads are deflating.
And to me, it's like, you guys let her shit all over me last night. You had no problem with that. But now it's Minion Fest. And they're like, Minion Fest? How dare you?
Yeah, Chihuahua Fest of two little puppies sitting next to Whitney being like, back off. She's unstable. And Jen's like, you know what? Raising your voice isn't going to help the situation, nor will it bring my garments to me. So stop it.
And it works because Demi's like, I mean, I'm not sitting here screaming. And they're like, oh, the way you're talking right now is so loud. She's like, wait a minute. I love when they do that. But you're yelling. Uh-oh.
I
It's
have
like,
a right to be upset.
Yelling? You must have lost the entire conversation.
I have a right to be upset. I'm frustrated. I'm confused at where Whitney stands, and I thought we were friends, and that's not what a friend would do. And I just feel like you don't even care about mom talk outside of posting.
And Whitney goes, just because I told Jen what you said, she goes, you go around the whole group telling everyone's everything. And she goes, well, I didn't say the white trash thing. You did. Oh, fucking Whitney. Oh, my God. Do you not get the point? She does not get the point. So then Jessie tries to come in. She's like, I think what she's saying is like, we give information, like we say information that Whitney like repeats it to people. It makes us look bad. And it's like not okay, you know? And then like Whitney is like, she'll be close to us when she needs something. But if she doesn't need something, then she's not. Like, that's my opinion.
Jessie just drops the truth bomb in there out of nowhere. And Taylor goes, yeah, and that's why I just wanted to sit you down so you can express all of it. So I know. And like with you, like I know you're trying to say you're not caring, but I find that hard to believe. I think that you want to. I think I just hurt you really bad. Like maybe I can't be your best friend right now, but I could still be here and there.
She's still trying to make it about herself. Like it's literally somebody else fighting with her. And you're like, but let's talk about how it's about me and how I'm learning to like ask you how you are before I talk about myself. Oh my God, lady. So then Whitney's like, I just don't know what's right or wrong anymore. I mean, am I not like supposed to tell people what you're saying? I mean, I just don't get it. What's right and what's wrong? You're wrong, Whitney. You're wrong. And these girls, I like that they're all able to say very clearly, like, this is exactly what you're doing. And she's like, but you're doing it. She's just such a little brat. So now it's time for dinner. So they have to break up the fight and they're going to all get ready for dinner. And then Whitney's just crying. She's like, maybe if I cry more, people will stop with me. No, the only way to resolve this is going to be to admit that you did something wrong and to say you're sorry.
Yeah.
But she can't do it.
It's just very tricky. There's so many arguments happening all at once, and so many. It's like there's so many things like interweaving. I'm like, wait, what? I'm trying to like. It's so hard to track everything that's going on, except to know that Whitney is full of shit. So they're like, Whitney keeps saying, I just feel like a pussy. I feel like such a pussy right now. And Macy goes, I think Taylor was right though when she said like you act like you don't care. You do. Because I know.
You're like sobbing. Okay. So Macy's like, great birthday. Everyone's like sobbing on my empowerment weekend. So now we go to dinner, right? Whitney's still crying. She's like, happy birthday. So they arrive at dinner. Whitney's in another like queen about to be headed in the 1600s outfit. And now they're like, Demi is like overly gushing with happiness. She's like, oh my God, it's like girls' night. We're like having so much fun at girls' night, right? Everybody but Whitney.
So much fun, so much girls' night, and Whitney's like at the edge of the table, just like just sniffling into her menu, like I'm having so much fun, guys. Don't mind me, I'm just crying on the corner here.
She's trying to get anybody to ask her how she's doing, but nobody will. Nobody will. To me, it's like, oh my God, there's calamari on the menu. Hilarious.
Trash. And then Whitney is like, it's just a bit lonely when you feel like all the friends that I thought I had, I guess they're not really my friends. You know, I'm looking into me and I'm just like, you're just like on fucking cloud 9 right now. I gotta go pee. Everyone's acting like it's fine. It's sad. So she gets up to go pee and she goes to a producer, or she's crying. She's like,
when all else fails, go fake cry some more. Have you not noticed that that's not working? What are you, 5? My God.
So the producer comes in acting like they actually give a shit. The producer's probably like laughing internally, but she's like, oh, hey, what's wrong there, Whit? And she goes, I thought I was stronger than that. I can't even sit there. Like, you can't? Do you want to try? Because we do have a scene to shoot.
So then it's like, just gonna pretend I'm going to the bathroom. Okay. So then back at the table, Macy's like, I just like Whitney's, like, I think she's like feels bad about things that she said. And Demi's like, yeah, I get it. But like literally me last night. Like, I mean, she needs to feel the sting of what her actions bring to people. So how does it feel, Whitney? How does it feel crying in a bathroom? She's like refusing to have any kind of pity. And then Whitney does the ultimate manipulation. She's like, give me the birthday cake. And she comes out, she's like, happy birthday to you.
And she has toilet
to
paper
literally
stuck to her
steal the
foot.
attention off of your friend's birthday song to point out how sad and depressed you are, and everybody else made you that way is the ultimate, and you're doing it in a clown costume. I fucking
And
love
she's
it.
crying, and she's got toilet paper stuck on her shoe.
She's got toilet paper stuck to her shoe, and the camera does a close-up of it. Oh my god.
Oh, she goes, when I'm in the wrong, I was fucking, I know when I'm in the wrong. I was fucking not wrong. If this is what mom talk has turned into, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even know if these friendships are worth fighting for. And everyone's like cheering and happy for Macy, but Whitney's crying and sad. Can she even continue on with mom talk?
Oh my god, you guys, what's gonna happen to mom talk? Well, then we see the coming this season, which is not 2 episodes. And kidding. And it looks like Whitney's just like, fuck all of you then. Like Whitney really sticks to her guns and is just like, I'll have my own show then. She pulls like a Christine from Selling Sunset or a Stassi from early Vanderpump Rules, where she's like, I don't need this show. And then it becomes Whitney against the entire group, which I'm totally down for.
Yeah, this is we're only
up for
4
seasons. Up for it or down for it?
I am up and down for it.
No,
I am in all directions for it. It's a great season. I'm loving this show.
Yeah, everybody, thanks so much for being here. We will be back with a lot more moms of TikTok, apparently, and other stuff. So join us. Come to Patreon for videos of these recaps and also all of our bonus episodes. We love you. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She's a total knockout. It's Katie Manock. Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Let's get feely with Maggie Sheely.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Cast a Spell with Shannon Spellman.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.